Konnichiwa, hello and welcome. This is Roy at Ninjazola90, and today I will be reviewing the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Green Ranger figure. And yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites, and this is definitely a good figure, and I got some things to say about it. So without further ado, let's get things started. And now, starting things off with boxes, you know we got to talk about really cool boxes on this channel when we have them. Of course, I still have some of his accessories inside. Now, of course, I've already opened this figure up and took him out of the package. I could have done an unboxing, but I had like plenty of Lightning Collection figures to unbox, so I mean, I would have been here all week, all day, all night, all month, just doing unboxing videos, and I just wanted to get straight into the figure reviews, so here we are. But anyway, it's a cool looking box. Of course, we have a picture of the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger Tommy, fully morphed right there, front and center of the box, and we do have a side view of the Green Ranger as well, with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo at the top of the right side of the box. Of course, back to front and center, we have the unmorphed Tommy head in there. We have his interchangeable hands that he comes with, and I think I'm just going to leave him with his gripping hands. And of course, we have the effect part that goes on the Sword of Darkness for when he was the evil Green Ranger. We have the Hasbro logo at the bottom right, and of course we have Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, which is the title of the figure. And of course, it says ages 4+, but still, the way the Lightning Collection figures are made, I'm not sure if I would give this to a 4-year-old, to be honest. But anyway, and above the ages 4+, we have a warning label letting you know that that this is a choking hazard. It's not edible. It's not Doritos Locos Tacos. It's not KFC. It's not Chick-fil-A. It's not anything you can eat. So don't mistake this for don't get hungry and mistake this for Captain Crunch, because it's not edible. It's a figure. It's not food. So that's why there's warning labels letting you know it's a choking hazard. But I believe everybody knows better by this point. Unless you're an absolute complete moron, but but anyway, no offense. I always joke about those warning labels, but anyway, inside the box we have another cool picture of the Green Ranger right there, and the back of the box is where things get interesting. We have a picture of Green Ranger Tommy in a cool pose with the Sword of Darkness right there, with that cool green effect, cool green lightning effect part, looking cool. We have the dragon dagger in his other hand. He's kind of in this long stance pose. And of course, we have attention right there, another warning label letting you know don't look at this figure and get hungry again. And we just have some more information about the figure, about the legal mumbo jumbo, and we have the Hasbro logo at the bottom right. The underneath of the box, nothing too interesting, a bunch of more jibber jabber, and we just have a barcode sticker, which yeah, nobody's interested in barcodes. We see those on everything all the time. But anyway, that concludes it for the box. Now on to the figure. And now, here we have the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Green Ranger Tommy figure right before us in all of his evil Green Ranger, not evil Green Ranger, Mighty Morphin Morphinomenal glory. As you can see, this is a pretty cool figure. He's well sculpted, well detailed, although I did have to pay a slight markup for him. I did get him a lot cheaper from this seller that I got from other sellers. I definitely got to look up the seller again so I can put him into the end of the video, because he did throw in, let me get it, because I will review this in another video, the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger Kimberly. So that is a definite plus. Thank you for throwing in an extra figure, especially for paying that markup, because yeah, that's kind of a, you know, $80 is kind of a lot for a figure that was like once like 20-25 bucks. So I mean, I understand because of the rarity of this figure, but it's kind of like, you know, because of the quality and the materials it's made out of, you know, I could have just easily just bought the Super Super 7 Ultimates version for like less. But yeah, but anyway, getting back to the figure, as we can see, it's mostly of a green colorization, of course, because he's the Green Ranger. Duh. Unless you're colorblind and you can't tell, but yeah, it's definitely the Green Ranger. We have the Green Ranger visor there. We have like these the black eye pieces on the top of his visor, on top of his helmet. Those dragon eyes. Of course, we have the red diamond like head crest thing that the Green Ranger has. Of course, his helmet is sculpted accurately. Of course, we have his Green Ranger, well, his dragon armor, and we have the dragon armor armbands on the top of his band. Now, a common complaint with the Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Green Ranger that a lot of fans and collectors have, and yeah, I even had to look under the shield on mine to make sure it just wasn't a QC issue with certain copies of this figure, but no, it's an issue across the board. If you look under his shield, and I think they just did this as a cost-cutting measure, the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger suits are Jew Ranger suits. If you go by the Japanese, original Japanese counterpart of Power Rangers, if you look underneath, yeah, they didn't bother painting the middle gold diamond design. I mean, the middle white diamond design, I mean, yeah, it's not there. I'm not going to raise up his dragon shield too much because I don't want to accidentally rip it or damage anything, so that pretty much explains it. But anyway, more designs. His gloves and his boots do have his accurate gold trim around them, so that is good. Of course, we do have his marker on his belt, or buckler as they call it in the Japanese Jew Ranger series, which is accurate. And we do have the dragon power coin in there, which is accurate as well, so that is a definite plus. And of course, the designs on his gloves and on his boots are different from the rest of the Rangers. Everyone has like diamond designs. These are kind of like more, I would say, kind of like pointed spike designs. I'm not quite sure what the correct word for them would be, but that's technically what they are. Now, if you do play, and I've noticed this, once you unlock the Green Ranger on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, well, the new game Rita's Rewind, yeah, I noticed something, an inaccuracy with the Green Ranger on that game. The design on his boots are incorrect. They have the diamond design like the rest of the Rangers, instead of like these green like spike designs on the Green Ranger's boots, and they're supposed to be, yeah, a different design. I don't know if that was a development mistake or they just did that to, you know, for time constraints, but I noticed that. I know some like the old Bandai like Green Ranger figures like had like inaccuracies. They got like the diamond designs on the boots, and they were like missing the armbands, and like the dragon shield popped off like nobody's business. They didn't even have the proper dragon power coin on his on the chest plate. It was just like some like generic like I don't know why they did that, but anyway, getting into articulation, and I know I'm running my mouth. Yeah, we could get a good view of this figure at full 360, and now getting into articulation, because I know I run my mouth a lot. I am a talker, but anyway, the head is on a ball joint hinge, so we can cranium revolvus the head all the way around a full 360, like he's on Wizards of Waverly Place. We can look up about that much. We can look down about that much. The arms are on a butterfly joint swivel hinge. So I'm going to give you guys a closer look at that butterfly joint inside the shoulders. So that is a definite plus with these figures. You kind of almost getting like similar to figure arts articulation in the arms, so that's a definite plus. And we do have a swivel at the arms, so we can rotate them, or in the shoulders, so we can rotate them all the way around a full 360. And oh boy, it's getting stuck. Okay, I don't think I'm going to rotate that a full 360 because it's getting hindered by the dragon armor. So, well, maybe this one. Well, no, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it because I don't want to risk breaking anything. But anyway, we do have a hinge on those shoulder joints as well, so we can bring them out like so. We can put them back down. We do have a bicep swivel as well, so we can rotate those biceps a full 360. Oh boy, I don't want to... Okay, make sure I just move the bicep. Okay, rotate those biceps a full 360. And of course, we do have a double joint hinge in the arms, so we can bend those arms a full 360, like so. We can bend those elbows all the way back. Let me, like so. Really good articulation. And then back down. Although my only complaint with the Lightning Collection figures, I would say like a lot of the joints feel stiffer than what they need to be. At first, I thought they were more like the Bandai Legacy Collection figures. Like, I thought that's how they would, like, feel, but they're not quite. They're similar, but it just... Yeah, these are, like, a harder plastic material, but, yeah, these are still good. We do have a swivel at the wrist, and the hands are also interchangeable. We also have a hinge in the wrist as well. Some of them, the hinge does feel a bit stuck, but they seem to be working just fine on this one, so that's good. We also have some good articulation in the torso, so we can lean side to side like this. We can rock forward and back. And we do have an ab crunch that is very clicky on this figure. I don't know if I trust that too much, but it does work. We also have good hip articulation moving to the lower body portion of the figure. I'm not doing this in multiple cuts like I was doing the Godzilla figures, because those just have more to cover, so I'm just going to cover this figure all in one cut. Hip articulation, we can kick out to the side like so. Same is true with the other leg, although it is hindered by the sculpt a bit, so we can't get too high on a side kick, so that's kind of unfortunate with these. But we can kick forward a good bit and back. Same is true with the other leg. We do have a swivel at the top of the thighs, so we can swivel those legs all the way around a full 360, although you can see, as you can see, they are a bit stiff, while the right leg or left leg, depending on which side you're looking at it from, And we do have a good double joint hinge in the knees as well, so we can bend those knees all the way back, like so, and then forward again, like so. Really good. We do have a swivel at the boot as well, so we can swivel those boots all the way around a full 360. We also have a hinge in the bottom of the feet as well, so we can point those feet forward for a proper roundhouse kick and bring them back down. Same is true with the other leg, so we can do that. Although, like I said, articulation on the Lightning Collection figures does feel a bit stiff in some areas, but it's still doable. One thing I do have to mention, the right foot on my, not this one, my Green Ranger Shredder figure that I recently just got in, that foot is so stiff it's pitiful. But not this one. The feet are not stiff at all, so that's good. But I was just talking about a completely different figure just a second ago, but I was just bringing that up because I will be reviewing that one soon. But anyway, getting another closer look at this figure. As you can see, it looks really, really good. Let's grab the Dragon Dagger. Of course, he has his little holster pouch for the Dragon Dagger. Let's put the Dragon Dagger in his hand. We can get it. And yeah, and I know you guys want to see it, so I'm going to at least try to put it in that pose. I'm going to try to get... Da, da, da. Well, I got the Dragon... Do I have it? Yeah, I got the Dragon Dagger the wrong way, so... Wait. Do I? Wait. Oh yeah, the flute goes this way. I mean, the flute part goes this way, so... Alright, there we go. Not quite accurate, but da, 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 da. I got it the best way I could. Alright. That pretty much concludes it for the figure, and now on to accessories. And now, of course, getting into accessories, of course, he comes with the unmorphed head, the unmorphed Tommy head, looking really cool, looking very accurate, like a young Jason David Frank, who the fan base will miss very dearly. He also comes with a pair of interchangeable hands. I believe this hand is for when he's playing the Dragon Dagger. This one likes to fall out of the packaging a lot when I get it out of the packaging, so I'm probably going to try to put these like in a separate like bag or something to keep them all together. And of course it comes with a closed fist hand as well, which I'm probably never going to apply because I rather have the gripping hands. And of course the effect piece that goes on top of the Sword of Darkness. So hopefully I can get this on correctly. Let's see if I'm slipping this on right. I guess that's how it goes. Yeah, it looks cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Although I'm thinking about, and I may or may not get them because there is like some Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla stuff coming up that I seriously need to get to review on this channel. But I am considering getting the Super 7 versions of these figures. Well, the Super 7 Ultimates versions. But, I mean, I gotta see, you know, how good they are first. I've been looking at reviews. A lot of people say the joints are kind of stiff, but I'm not sure. But I gotta really see how the quality with the Super 7 ones are, like hands-on. So I'm really gonna have to get one for myself. I know Big Bad Toy Store has a bunch of cool like bundle deals on like Super 7 Power Rangers figures that I can get. I can get like 3 different waves. Like you could get like 3 different waves with like different figures all bundled in one. So that seems like a good deal to me. So I might definitely check them out for that, and also try to get my hands on some Super 7 Godzilla stuff. for the first time. But yeah, this figure overall is looking good. I'm definitely impressed by the aesthetics. This is like my first Green Ranger figure I have in like a bigger scale, finally. Let me go get the other ones that I have. I will be right back. So let me pause this real quick. And now I am back with my other Mighty Morphin Green Ranger figures in a much smaller scale, of course. I have this one. I got from, I believe I got this one like from Big Lots. Lord, like in like 2010, 2011. It really doesn't have that much posability. It only has like the spike design painted on the front of the gloves, and they kind of skipped out on the boots. And the straps on the Dragon Shield are also not painted. Yeah, the diamond design on his head, the helmet is not even painted on this one, and the back is not even painted at all. So they really cheaped out. Bandai really cheaped out on this one, but it was cool for the time, and I like this one. And also, I have my other Green Ranger. This came in the Jew Ranger set. Well, labeled as a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but it's actually a Jew Ranger if you get the box set of these minifigures from Bandai or Tamashii Nations from the Big Bad Toy Store. And of course, these came with decals for like the belt morpher and for the weapons, but I took them off because they just kept falling off. But yeah. This came in a set of 6 Rangers. I think I paid like $110 for these. Although I feel like it's a bit much for $110 because these do pop apart easily, as you can see, but you can pop them back on. These kind of feel like miniature model kits, although they're not model kits. But this is my other Mighty Morphin Green Ranger to compare. Of course, this one, it does have better paint apps than this one, of course, but yeah, this one you could also put like on a Tamashii Nation stand if you want to, and of course this one also has the Sword of Darkness and the Dragon Dagger. This would be Barai from the Jew Ranger series, but yeah, or it could also be Tommy, but anyway, the main focus of this review is this figure. And I just brought those two out just to do a quick comparison. And you know, I am happy to finally have a Mighty Morphin Green Ranger figure in full, accurate, you know, at least a 6-inch figure size. That's not like a minifigure, so that's definitely good. And my thoughts about this figure is overall positive. And now, with that said, it is now time to get into my final verdict and give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability. So let's get to it. And now for my final verdict on the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Green Ranger figure here. If I have to give this figure a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I have to give this figure a drumroll, please. A well-deserved, fair but square 4.5 stars. Why? Detail with these figures is good. It is very show accurate. I like the aesthetics. I think they capture the suit designs for the Power Rangers relatively well. Articulation is good. We do have a lot of posability with these figures. Although my only complaint with the Hasbro Lightning Collection figures, and I'm talking about the Lightning Collection line in general, not this figure itself, the whole entire Lightning Collection line, I feel like due to the material that these figures are made out of, it does make the joints a bit stiff. So I think they could have done better in that area. But other than that, I think this figure has overall good playability because nothing's popping off. Like I could put this figure in a bunch of different poses and he holds together so we don't have a bunch of pieces popping off, so that is a definite plus. So it gets a pass in all of those areas except for the fact that I do have to take points off because of a stiffness in the joints with the Lightning collection. And yeah, another thing I do have to mention is definitely if you're going to swap out the heads, you're definitely going to have to use a hair dryer because yeah, you're going to risk breaking the neck joint inside if you don't. So just keep that in mind. So with that said, that definitely concludes it for this review. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps out this channel. And as always, thank you guys all so much for watching. Stay safe, take care, God bless, and peace out.